Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Midsummer Island Adventure. Explore the new areas for a limited time, and complete the challenges and obtain rewards, such as Primo Gems. And Klee's Humpty Dumpty little weird catalyst, which is more built for Eula, but still also get some crowns, also get some Primo Gems, and get ready for the characters that we are all really looking at. For me, it's the Ganyu Hu Tao hybrid archer who is just looking more and more cool if some of the things that I may be seeing are true. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, let us go here. Yes, we're not going to be doing this just yet, but this is going to take us on the adventure of a lifetime with Klee, Barbara, and of course, Jean. But, my friends, this is the thing that's a little bonkers. Let's just talk about this right at the top. This is a 4-star skin, and Jean's is also a 4-star skin. And if the pricing stuff is to be believed, that means that this is going to be $22 or $30 for a 4-star skin. Imagine what a 5-star skin is going to be. Golly, man. Again, apparently the billions and billions of dollars that Mihoyo is making from the polls is not enough. But okay, sure, yikes. Regardless, let us get into the test run, which is going to be the point of interest of this video for anyone who's just getting into the Genshin and wants to know if Klee is worth it. And I'm actually very curious to see if they did anything special with Klee, i.e. give her a very, very good weapon and possibly the best scaling stats you've ever seen. Now, no one in the whole community challenges that Klee is not the cutest, most adorable, wonderful creature on the planet. But it's whether she is aged out of being incredibly good or efficient or worth Primo Gems, your saved Primo Gems, and all that kind of stuff. Also, I just got out of the shower, just exercised, and ended my day. So I am thoroughly thrashed and may look sweaty, gross, and just all around unappealing. Forgive me. It's the end of the day, and I wanted to play the new DLC. Also get this video up to you guys as well. They gave her a really good, this is the Lost Prayer / gets her a ton of crit rate. Very good. As long as we're sprinting and moving, we're getting various degrees of buffs to our elemental skill and such, and all that good stuff. Nice. What did they give her in terms of her base stats? So she has balanced crit rates and a lot of crit damage, or a pretty good amount of crit damage. How's her... Yeah, they gave her a ton of pyro damage as well, as let's see her recharge. Recharge seems like it's just a little bit bumped. Okay, and her talents are all level 8 as normal, yes. So for those guys who do not know how Klee works, she is a catalyst user, but she very much feels like a weird version of a catalyst user. She's chucking actual bombs that have delay and drop. And to me, I feel like the best way to describe Klee is to describe Yenfi. Yenfi, to me, seems like Klee without the baggage of needing to be point blank, which you do need to do. Because Klee, for those guys who don't know, very much functions around doing her base attack, but then also doing a charge hit. And her charge attack damage is really, really good, but not exactly as good as Yenfi's, I think. Well, it could be, but Yenfi is... Yeah, I think it's just easier to build Yenfi, and also she has unlimited distance, and all of her abilities focus around doing one singular thing rather than kind of being spread out. Now, you also have Humpty Dumpty. What does her E do? Humpty Dumpty is basically this thing that bounces, and every time it bounces, it does damage. But it's on a 20-second cooldown, which is pretty hefty. Now, yes, it does a lot of damage, but again, 20-second cooldown, you're going to be able to use this a couple times, and then not anymore. So, yeah. Regardless, you got this thing, it bounces, does pyro damage. You can also have 2 of these at once. So that is what it is. Regardless, her ult is actually amazing, but it kind of falls apart when it comes to being a support. Her ult very much cements Klee as being a selfish DPS, because when you activate it, she starts summoning forth these beautiful flowers that just smash people, which is awesome. But when you switch to a new character, it ends the thing and you basically are lost. Also, her cooldown is on 15 seconds. It's on a 10-second duration, so it's 5 seconds of downtime, and it costs 60 energy to cast. And the little tiny beams don't do an abundance of damage. But yeah, basically the mental management of Klee is doing her little bomb attacks. Bop, bop. Bop, yeah, she has a 3-hit combo, and it's quite slow, and that's why people say she's clunky, is because it just doesn't feel responsive, whereas Yenfi has 3 hits too, but she spews out those hits incredibly quickly. And there's a heavy delay between this, right here. Like the final thing before I was able to toss one other one, that's pretty hefty. But one of the things that Klee does amazingly is her charge attack. but it is a very close range charge attack. Again, Yennefer doesn't have any of these problems, and she has amazing investment. And not only that, but one of the negatives to Klee is the fact that she is so weak. Not only does she have not a lot of HP, but she has not a lot of defense, meaning she gets absolutely shattered in a couple seconds. And again, Yennefer is the same as her, except she doesn't have any sort of like downgrade or debuff, it seems. Now yes, maybe Klee can get a little bit higher in terms of damage than Yennefer, but not by a much. And also Yennefer's is just, she basically Razor. She buffs her basic action, and whereas Klee, her ult is on top of her basic action, but it doesn't scale as hard as you guys have just seen. It scales at 68 or 63 damage. So yeah, but let's get into using Klee. Again, that's not to say the character's not fun. I think everybody loves and wishes they could play a shit ton of Klee. And again, the way they have her built, she is doing an abundance of damage, but this is her kind of perfectly built. And again, she's able to just do just a little bit more damage than it seems, like, what's her name? Yennefer. So her charge attack, I don't know why we couldn't see it there, do a charge attack again. Her charge attack's hitting for 36,000, which, dude, I have not seen that many people be able to build Klee as this good. Maybe they buffed her, I don't think so, but yeah, I don't remember her doing 31 damage, or 31,000 damage. And also, I think the developers gave her, like, the best gear possible. So on a bad day, she's doing 2,000 damage. On a good day, she's dealing 6. And on a charge attack, she's dealing 31,000, I believe, on max crit. So it could be less than that, but still, not the worst. Let's run it back. Oh, I didn't mean to back up. Let's run it back again. This time, I want to use her ult. But yeah, just, again, I kind of figured they would do this, but I don't think Klee's buffed. If they did, then yikes. I wish I would have known that. But it does seem like they just made it so they gave Klee like the best gear, like perfect gear, which, you know, a little rough, a little weird. And again, Klee always needs protection. That's why they specifically gave you Diona. Not only that, but it's pretty easy to get Klee's ult because you can just use her Humpty Dumptys to quickly get you one cycle of her ult. But it's only one cycle. So as you guys can see, we have a little flower above us. That is doing just basically burst damage. Good news is that yes, her ult doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's consistent damage. So it's basically like, yeah, it's only dealing 63 damage, but it's hitting that for a couple times. So it's consistent. Like it's only doing 63 damage, but it hits the enemies like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, so like even though it's only probably doing a cumulatively like maybe 10,000. With all of them added up after a couple cycles, it's still consistent damage, and Klee would be amazing if they allowed you to use her ult and then switch off of her. So use this, and then you're going to have enough points to do this, and then if you switch to, oh, I don't know, Noelle, but it doesn't. It immediately cancels that effect, which sucks big time. Because yeah, again, to me, I think she is good, but I don't think she's, I think Yennefer is functionally better without the clunk and maybe a little bit less damage. But is it? Because she has 0 downtime, Yennefer. Yennefer just flows into her other abilities incredibly quickly. And not only that, but she has built-in things that allow her to sustain her damage consistently. What I mean by that is again, Klee has this problem where her charge attacks take a shit ton of stamina. Whereas Yennefer, you can build her if you have max constellation for her. You can build her to basically just basically never run out of stamina because you're resistant to losing stamina with having your charges.
Have we? Let's go find her. She'll probably be happy to see us too.
Awesome, we're gonna go see Klee apparently.
Where would she be at this time of day?
In the thing,
We might as well check with the knights.
Right, Paimon, I don't know where you are, and it's creepy. Regardless, let's talk about the other characters that are also on the banner. By the way, we already made a video talking about the banner because we had a bunch of new stuff happening, and it was awesome. Again, to reestablish, Klee ain't bad, but comparatively to the other stuff in the game, she isn't cream of the crop like she kind of was, but she always kind of had a healthy amount of jank. And again, I just don't know the argument for Klee outside of Yennefer. Again, Yennefer can again, if you have max constellation Yennefer, or even half constellation Yennefer, and Klee, like just one Klee, even like 3 Klees or 2 Klees, I still think Yennefer takes the cake. Maybe not 3 Klees, because I think she has something. But regardless, Sucrose is fantastic. How did they build her? Let's see. Did they make her also pretty good? They gave her they gave her so much energy recharge, and not that much crit rates. Yeah, I think the reason why they gave her energy recharge is so that you guys can basically just back-to-back her ult. which again is one of Sucrose's strong points. The thing that Sucrose kind of wins over against some Anemo characters is that she's actually multiple things at once, whereas some of the other characters are kind of stuck in their ways. Sucrose isn't like that, thankfully. Also, ladies and gentlemen, this is 1.6, so I'm actually very curious to see. Why can I? Oh, I switched to a character, but I didn't do it. Oh, it's gonna keep it over, not to the right or to the left. Regardless, the reason why Sucrose is great, is what I'm trying to say, is because she can actually be multiple things. She can be a great support, and if you build her right, she can be a DPS as well, which is weird, but very, very optimal in its own right. But yeah, she's one of those characters that is like the jack of all trades, and honestly, definitely master of one. She's very, very good out of passive always about boosting your elemental mastery for your other characters, which is awesome. And yeah, she's good. She's good. She's really good. She's really, really good at C2. Sucrose is one of those people where if you have at least C2, you can really, really profit with her, and if you don't, it's like the difference between a good character and a fucking amazing character that puts her like in competing with Venti kind of range. But otherwise, I'm not sure if she quite competes with Venti outside of having Constellation 2. I'm sure people will challenge that. But regardless, I don't know. I haven't played too much of Sucrose, so I can, what's the word? I fold. But let's talk about Fischl. Hopefully they built her right. Fischl is just, like, regardless of what, she's great. She's great. There are very few amazing damage support characters in the game that are like Fischl, and Fischl is fantastic. Fischl is basically a sentry, but if you have her built with even the slightest bit of energy recharge, and they built her with a ton of energy recharge, she can basically instantly cycle into her next alt. So typically when you're going to encounters, you have Oz. So typically you're gonna have your ult. You're always gonna want to lead with your ult and then fire out Oz. Now, Oz is like a sentry. And her ult, it just reapplies Oz with sprinkling some damage here or there. So yeah, but yeah. Anyways, let's start showcasing some stuff now. She is Electro, which is good, but not insane. It can be pretty good or even insane. Maybe now because 1.6 maybe patched some crazy things, which could be really, really wicked. And again, Fischl's also one of the best batteries in the entire game. Now, there's not too many Electro DPSs and such, so we'll see how that plays. Also, I meant to do this, and this, and this. But yeah, every single time Oz hits an enemy, we're gaining him back. And also, we're doing 2,000 damage just profit on a hit. But again, every single time Oz hits something, we're gaining a purple particle. See? Purple particle is about to come at me. Purple particle, purple particle. Every single time Oz hits something, it's a purple particle, which is why you don't need that much recharge, because you're always going to at least have your ults or your E, as long as there's enemies to hit. And yeah, that's what makes Fischl kind of insane, is just the fact that she is just one of the best supports in the game. You just switch to her, use her ult, switch off, profit. Again, it's a shame that, you know, Fischl's on Klee's banner, but it also makes sense. Sucrose and Fischl are amazing, and that's probably what they're trying to do, is scale that appropriately. But yeah, I was just burning through the banner. Now again, they didn't show Barbara because everyone has Barbara and people don't want to play Barbara, which is again why it doesn't make sense that they throw Barbara on the banner. It does, because there's a skin for her, but everyone has at least one Barbara, because when you reach AR20 you get a Barbara, so it's just madness. Regardless, neat. Again, if you happen to get Fischl, great. If you happen to get Klee, you have one of the cutest characters in the game, and he's very good as a DPS. But if I had the choice between Klee or Eula, I would choose Eula. Yennefer. I'd choose Yennefer. But again, if you want Klee and you went and got Klee, then I'm sure you're happy already, because Klee again there's aspects of Klee that are fantastic. Outside of that, the fact that she's adorable. Also, she's just when she's just running, she's just trucking. It's like the cutest thing on the planet. So I get it. Your boy is saving, because that goddamn fire archer's got my heart in, like pulling on my heartstrings. All right. Anyways, sorry. Let me collect all. All right. Quick intermission. I just want to see how my original build did. Now, Eula build, I'm still working on, because y'all know this shit. It's just a nightmare. It's just like, come on, please. But actually, before I let you guys go, I just guys don't know where to squeeze this into any other video. I do want to see how my Xiao is now going to fare, because my Xiao actually has a pretty decent amount of elemental mastery, which apparently they buffed in 1.6. So let's see if Swirl is now maybe a little bit on the right track. If we go ahead and switch over to my boy Blue. So this is my original team. This is my strongest team that I have access to, just because again Xiao can output constantly. But this is what we're working with. We got Xiao with 57 crit rate, 160 crit damage, pretty solid, with also a pretty hefty amount of energy recharge, enough to where I can almost always have that on uptime. And I have 152 elemental mastery, but I actually have a little bit more because, of course, Albedo's passive talent, which is this one right here. Whenever I activate my ult, we get another 125 mastery. Elemental mastery to my every character on my team. So that should put our boy well beyond 250, which should give us a pretty substantial gain. But even if it didn't, we are already gaining a 112 bonus to swirl and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll be able to deal a little bit more damage, but we're also running the the Geo bonus. So let's see if that actually is enough to make Xiao even stronger with his team. Let's see. Now, with that being said, that we're also going up against the Geo Vishaps, which are tough in their own right. Let's see if we're just a little bit more efficient, and if they made Swirl worth a damn, and it's not just like the bastardized cousin of every other element. Right beside Geo, who is also hated. Anyways, well, at least Geo has resonance. That's fucking nuts. Anyways, let's do one of these. Do one of these. Do one of these. Do this. Do this. Oh, are you shitting me? Why did you cycle to the person above me? That's so shit. Yeah, we're dealing like 40,000, or we were dealing like 40,000. And we're not really swirling, so this, yeah, we're gonna have to run this back again, but it does seem like my character just dealing... It just seems like it was dealing significantly more damage anyway. I mean, it's not abnormal for us to hit for 30,000, but I feel like they got dropped instantly. And that's weird, because that doesn't happen all the time. Usually it takes like 2 cycles, so... Huh. Let's, run them back. Let's do that one more time. This time, let's actually put water so that we're actually able to affect a swirl, because you need to have them on an element and then apply a swirl. Oh, but that's what was happening. Okay, so the other thing that's great, also, yay, still no crown. The other thing that's happening is it wasn't just anima bonus that's being buffed. They buffed everything. So one of the things is the effect of crystallize is also gotten increased. So I think they gave a damage payoff of crystallize. So whenever a crystallize is activated, you actually take a sizable damage now. Let's see if this is correct. This time, let's cycle things somewhat appropriately. Ooh, actually, let's wait and generate particles. Shit. Come on, Beto, you okay, here we go. We're gonna do this in this order, even though this is not ideal. We're gonna do this so we get the mastery bonus. Do this, and then this. Oh, I don't have my ult. Come on, there we go. All right, so now we're gonna apply an element and swirl it. 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 Yeah, it's dealing 60. Well, actually, it was dealing more damage after. I wonder why. I wonder why that's the case. Regardless, we're still killing things incredibly fast, and we can do one of those, and apply our shield, do one of these, do this, and do some just basic hits, and that'll kill him. Okay, I don't know why the first run we were doing so damn well. Maybe it was because Zhongli's like damage buff went away? Huh, I don't know, regardless. Come on, show me the crown! / weird like Phantom of the Opera cover, face mask. We got this. It's a crit damage HP. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna film one more video getting into the actual update, just kind of as like a temple thing to have in the game. Again, as of just like some ending thoughts, I went to banner, dude. Go to wishes. Again, I would suggest skipping on Klee unless you just love Klee and you have like disposable income as well, or you have all of your teams built already and you just want a cute character because you wanted a cute character. As of the weapon banner, the weapons that they're offering have been in the game for a while. It's kind of a shame that they didn't give Klee a better legendary so that people could at least kind of have that mental thing. If you wanted Klee, you could go for the best version of Klee, but instead you're just kind of always getting the Klee that everybody happened, and then the special Klee the special 4-star weapon that we're going to get in the DLC is not specifically crazy either because it doesn't scale off crit rate, and that is of course huge for Klee. And yeah, I would suggest skipping both of these banners, and especially now that we know that there's certain characters coming. Yeah, I am very much happy with just sitting back, relaxing, and waiting patiently, of course. But ladies and gentlemen, sorry for looking a touch like a mess. You'll have to put up with me for one more video of me looking this way, because that's gonna be us jumping into the DLC, and also kind of again having a video that's as like kind of a moment in time when this event is going on. And for people who want to check back and see what this was all about, they can kind of see that. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, again, wouldn't advise going for Klee, but if you want her, go for her. Thank you so much for your time. If anyone did anything special for the video, like it or share it, appreciate you immensely. I don't deserve you, but I appreciate you. And goodbye.